So anyway, 3 days before I finish up at my current job, and the network goes down. It's totally down right now. I stuck around about 2 hours longer than normal, and seems like it's not our issue. It's a AT&T connection issue. So stuck around, troubleshooted for our engineer who's not on site. Or not necessarily, well, you could call it troubleshooting. I poked around a little bit. Let them know that all the hardware is working, all the switches, all the routers, servers are all up. Connectivity is there, but very slow. So anyway, that's something anyway. So yeah, my last day at this current job is Friday. It's currently Wednesday. I just got off. It is a 8. Yeah, I stayed till about 8. So I'm normally off at 6. And then I have to go home and be there at 8, which is about an hour earlier than normal tomorrow, to install some security software because I'm the admin. I have the privileges to get that done. Problem is, if the network's not working, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Huge company. Anyway, I don't think it's the company's problem. It's a connectivity issue to the main trunk. So AT&T needs to fix it. So here we are. Finally, I get to get some food, maybe have a beer on a Wednesday evening. It's about 8:30, and that's about it. But anyway, I was thinking, I was going through some other YouTubers' videos, content about how people spend their time in the car. A lot of people, they insist on parking in public places on private property. And then they complain about getting knocks on the window. It's really easy to stealth. I don't understand what the problem is. It's been 4 months and no one has bothered me. I blacked out my rear windows. The car's in decent condition. It's not the newest car on the road, but it's in decent condition. I'm not leaving trash anywhere. I'm not making noises. You really can't tell I'm up to anything. So, I choose not to park on private property. There are a few churches. I've noticed churches will generally allow the ability to park. No one has ever bothered me on a church property. The churches I've found, I like it when they have parking spaces like behind the buildings, so you don't get a lot of side traffic noise. It's really for the noise. And once your lights are out, the only time I've ever seen anyone pull into the driveway while I'm there is the gardener. So if I'm going to park on private property, that's probably the only parking lot I'd consider. I have done the whole Walmart parking lot, which is fine on occasion, but why push my luck? I need nightly access to a safe space. And I know that parking on a street is easy. The one thing I try to do as a courtesy is not to park directly in front of someone's door. So I'll park on the side of a block. I think that was my camera. Yeah, I just rewired my camera so I don't have to physically plug them in and unplug them, so I don't have to worry about killing my battery. But where was I? Oh, yeah. So when I park, I'd find a side street where the side of a block is typically the fence that divides someone's home. So they can't necessarily see me unless I peek over the fence. So that way they don't have to deal with any activity in the car that might worry anyone. Because if I park in front of someone's doorstep and they see movement in my front seat as I'm getting situated, I mean, unless they're curious, they're not going to think anything of it, because I'm only going to spend 5 minutes at most in the driver's seat, and then I'm climbing in the back. So, just a tip. All these YouTubers saying, I got told to move and I wasn't dressed and it was 40 degrees out. Well, the whole idea of stealthing is hiding out in plain sight. Leave your car in good condition, black out the windows in the rear, and you're good. So, anyway, that came to mind. But otherwise, it's getting a little cooler. This morning, I woke up, it was about 40 degrees. I'm fine. So one of the annoying things every morning isn't that I have to start the engine so I can warm up, because in 5 minutes is great. Turn on the heater, I'm fabulous, it's warm. Just before I go to bed, I'll turn on the engine, let the engine run for 5 minutes, blast that heater. Get the surface areas all over the car nice and warm, so it takes good 10 to 20 minutes for it to cool down again. By that time, I'm under 2 blankets. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. 40 degrees. I'm in Portland, so it's going to get colder. I'm told it's going to probably freeze over for up to about a week. I'm not afraid. I'm not intimidated. I also have long underwear, so that'll keep me warm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All I got tonight. But yeah, things are going well. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and I think I found a place to put my light. So even at this hour, after dark, I don't look kind of creepy, like with lights in weird places. So I bought oh yeah, that's right. Here's the secret. So this light here, yeah, you can't really tell what's going on here. I think I paid 30 bucks for this. It's got this little bubble here. That's actually a light sensor. So that what you do is, it came with magnets. You stick, for this, I actually did this. So I can actually magnetize this light right there if I wanted. But obviously now I got this creepy shadow on the side. But anyway, you can get these for under your countertop in the kitchen. That's what they're for. So I actually affixed the other one. This came in a 2-pack. The other one's in the back. So when I'm in the back, I use it as a dome light. And yes, it does have on, off, and then auto, sort of like the dome light uses for the door. Well, this has a light sensor. That's what this little dome is. So if there's movement, if I wanted, like for security, I could turn the sensor on. So while I'm not in the car, if someone walks by, the light turns on. So you could potentially call that security. And then it's USB-C charged. So you can't tell here because it's so dark. But yeah, you just plug these in for a few hours. And then this light here, I'm sorry, this sensor here turns, well, it does light. It lights red when it's charging, and then it goes white, or is it green when it's charged. So one of my little tips that has made life a little easier. Actually, I only got the lights so that I could film later at night and not be so dark. And of course, it's super light and I can move it around so that I can affix it to be most convenient. And yeah, oh, that's what I got sidetracked. One of the annoyances is about the heater. This is a manual transmission. It has a safety switch underneath the clutch. Modern cars, all modern cars built after the 80s or so, have a safety situation so that when you want to start the car, you got to put your foot down, the clutch down. So that's annoying when you want to turn it on. That means I have to actually get in the driver's seat and put my foot down. So I'll probably be disabling that and repurposing that as a safety switch, not a safety switch, a kill switch. So I could disable the vehicle and you wouldn't be able to start it just by turning the key. And even if you put the clutch down, because all modern day clutch drivers or stick drivers know the clutch safety switch is under the clutch pedal. So yeah, because what I realized just today, that pedal, it used to be, I didn't have to put the clutch all the way to the floor, but now it's starting to, just like it did on my 87 Suzuki Samurai, it eventually stops working and then you can't start. So I'm just going to abandon the safety switch anyway. And obviously the safety switch is so that when you do start the vehicle, it doesn't lug forward, like on my 65 Bug. Yeah, that didn't have, those safety switches didn't exist back then. If I started the 65 Bug, it would just chug, chug, chug forward. So that's something I've been thinking about doing. So anyway, well, I'm in a good mood. I am staying warm despite 40-degree evenings. And that's pretty much it. I got 3, I guess today's Wednesday, so 2 more full days of work. And hopefully the network is working by the time I get to work so that I can start working. That's pretty much it. Ask me questions in the comment, and I'll either answer with a comment, or if it's meaningful, I'll have a conversation. Ask me tech jargon. Ask me what I'm up to, how I got here if you haven't watched the earlier videos. And that's it. Good night.